I was on a call with a family recently, and they were shocked when I told them your bedtime routine with your baby from start to finish should take no more than 20 to 30 minutes, including your feed and your bath. The faces that they made were, whoo, like mind blown. Is that true? Yes, it is. Let's get your bedtime routine in order so that you can prioritize sleep and have more time to yourself. Hi, my name is Sarah, and as the lead certified pediatric sleep expert at Your Zen Baby Sleep, bedtime routines are part of my jam. I have helped 650 families get their bedtimes in order. Whether you have a baby, a toddler, or a preschooler, I love this part of my evening because it means that I get to tuck in a nice sleeping baby and get some time to myself to either watch TV, do the dishes, or just crash. And I can't wait to make this part of the evening easy for you as well. Let's talk about it. This is going to be a big switch to your routine, and it's one of my biggest, most helpful tips to families when I work together one-on-one with them on independent sleep. The first part of your bedtime routine should actually be to feed your baby. We want to start to associate feeding with nutrition. We are feeding our baby to fill their bellies ahead of a long night of sleep and a long stretch. If we feed our babies first, then we are going to go throughout the rest of our routine, and we know they're going to be wide awake and take a full feed and have their bellies nice and satisfied ahead of that long night of sleep. After your feeding, which can be done in a light and bright room like this, not in a dark nursery, we will move on to the bath if it's a bath night. Pro tip here, we don't need to bathe our babies every single night. You can do every other night, and on the nights where it's not a bath night, just wash them down with a warm washcloth, the milk out of the neck rolls and the ears, etc. And from there, then we will move into the nursery and dress the baby in their pajamas. If you would like to incorporate some type of quick lotion or baby massage, please, this is a great time to do it. But keep in mind, they're not at the spa and they don't know the difference, right? That's something that's enjoyable for us as self-care. It doesn't need to be a long process, especially at bedtime. They're tired, they're ready for sleep. If we're going to incorporate baby massage, let's make it brief, 2 or 3 minutes to calm their body down, to ground them, and then move on to the next step. So far, we have fed them, we've bathed them, we've diapered them, lotioned them, and they are in their PJs. At this point, you can decide to read a book or maybe sing a song, which can be helpful. I love, as a former teacher, just incorporating literacy into my bedtime routines. Still something I do with my kids today who are 6 and 9 years old. But please keep in mind, one book, that's it. You don't need to make it an entire library of books upon books. And this can be really helpful as your toddlers get older because they request more and more and more. We want to keep it short and sweet, understanding that they are tired, they want to go to bed, and we need to get them in the crib very soon. And that's it. After that, we put them in the crib. Here's the thing. I work with families on creating independent sleep habits. So I am going to advise you to put them in the crib awake. I don't love the phrase drowsy but awake. I think it's really elusive. It's really subjective and it just doesn't work. So many families come to me feeling so frustrated by the phrase drowsy but awake. So I do recommend completely awake. However, if you are not ready to teach independent sleep and if sleep training is not something that is on the docket right now for your family, at this point you would just do whatever you usually do to put your baby to sleep and put them in the crib. Now, if that was feeding, this is a really great opportunity to transition your sleep association from feeding to something else. So instead of feeding to sleep, let's do something like rocking to sleep. This is a way that your baby can start to remove really intense sleep associations to less intense sleep associations. And then when the time comes, if you are ready to teach independent sleep, it'll just be a little less challenging for the baby to pick up those skills. My biggest takeaway here is that consistency is always better than perfection. Listen, I am far from a perfect parent, and I don't want my families to practice perfection either. And I don't want my kids to be perfect. That's just unrealistic. Just maintaining some level of consistency in our routine can be really helpful in teaching healthy sleep habits. If this video video was helpful for you, please tell me by giving it a like and subscribing to my channel so that you are the first to know when I publish my latest sleep content. And I would love to know what your favorite part of your bedtime routine is, or maybe the hardest part of the routine is. Leave a comment about it below and ask me questions that you may have. This is the favorite part of my job. I love to interact with families and really help you get the sleep that you need. As always, from my living room to yours, thank you so much for coming today, and I can't wait to see you next time.